Assalamualaikum and good day to Madam Sharifah. We are from Group 5. We present our project, which is choosing the best refrigerant. Our project summary is to determine the most suitable refrigerant based on customers' preference, such as budget and room area and etc. Technician obtain data from the client. The client will key in all the data needed to produce the result. And the final tab regarding fun facts of the refrigerant contains GWP, global warming potential, and ODP, ozone depletion potential. Since introduction, different refrigerants have different characteristics, such as HFC has the highest pressure compared to HCFC and HC, and HC have lowest boiling point compared to HFC and HCFC. Some refrigerants are very harmful to the environment, some are less harmful. As example, the most less harmful is HC compared to the others. Refrigerants are used as a cooling agent in air conditioner, which is the condenser will reject the heat from the to the surrounding area. And for our problem statement, it's difficult for technician to choose refrigerant based on customer's preference, which is budget, room area, and etc. And we came out with decision to create decision-making program based on our GUI. And our objective is to study the customer's demand. The second one is to integrate the collected data to choose the most suitable refrigerant. And the last one is maintain eco-friendliness by prioritizing GWP and ODP, which is the highest the number of GWP, the higher the chances to increase greenhouse effect. And the highest the number of the ODP, the higher chances that it will thinning our ozone layer. Now, I would like to invite Sonia to continue our group presentation.
Hi guys, today I will be talking about the flowchart where in this program I have used some shapes that should be used as usual. So the first shape is known as the oval where it is to indicate the beginning or the ending of a section or a code. Secondly, I have used parallelogram to indicate an input or an output as we have a lot of inputs in here. And thirdly, I have put in a diamond where it indicates the decision point according to our condition. And lastly, I have used rectangle where it is to calculate as calculations are placed in the rectangle, and also a round shape where it shows it's the continuous of from first to the last flowchart. In the next slide, I will be talking about the details of MATLAB codes, where the first detail is the usage of push button. The push button is to obtain scores in the first step, to calculate in the second step, to extract answers from the previous step, and for fun fact about refrigerants. Nextly, we have also used set app data where it is to save the data from the current tab, and also we have used get app data where it is to retrieve or to record previous data from the previous tab, and also which has been saved in the set app data. And next, we have also used if else if, which is to execute the program if the input is correct, and also to not insert data beyond the condition. Apart from that, we have also used static text where, as an example, when users input, when users input and when they execute using the push button, that is where the results will be popping out from the static text. And lastly, also we have used about the set handles, where this set handles is portrayed, it's considered it is portrayed in the static text. Where, for example, set handles dot the tag of the certain static text and string and moreover. Thank you. Next, I'll be moving on with Dalson, who will be talking about the output of the program.
Okay, so Delson here, and I'll be talking about the output of the program. So in the first step, the user, or in this case, the customer, will input the value of width and length in the provided edit boxes. Then by pressing the calculate button, the results will display in the static box, which is below the box of the length. The output will then display the size of the room and the score based on the value that the user input. The same applies to the other box, whereby the user needs to input the budget within the range. Then the next button will be pressed to call the next GUI. Next slide. So for the second GUI, like the first step, the user will input data according to the respective requirements for each of the boxes. Then the calculate button is pressed to initiate calculation and display the output on each of the bottom section of the boxes. Like the next button, the show the results button is pressed to call the next GUI. Next slide. So for the third GUI, by pressing press here, the summary of the results of the previous tabs are displayed. There are 5 text boxes where users need to input the scores that they obtain, and by pressing calculate, the results for the refrigerant will be displayed. The next button will open the final tab. So next. So in the final tab, there are 3 buttons where each of them is labeled HCFC, HFC, and HC respectively. By pressing these buttons, the static blue box will generate texts that highlight the fun facts regarding the refrigerants. So next. So in conclusion, this app will definitely contribute a lot to the technician, especially in decision making. Aside from that, cross-learning is also implemented, especially regarding environmental issues. Based on reality check, technicians usually receive orders from engineers in carrying out a project. Therefore, this program aims to aid the technicians, specifically refrigerant selection, without the aid of the engineers. Now, I would like to pass on to Sonia to discuss regarding the suggestion for further improvement. Thank you.
Thank you, Delson. For the first suggestion, what we really felt was, instead of using the scoring method, it is much better if the exact answer is displayed rather than to input it manually. As when you run this program, you will be seeing that we would be needing to, at the third tab, we will be needing to input it manually so that it can be calculated and the best refrigerant will be displayed. So we feel that it is such a burden. So instead of doing like that, we feel it's better that the exact answer is just displayed. And next, instead of displaying results in each tab, it is much more efficient if the result will be fully displayed at the final tab. So we really feel that instead of just seeing results in each and every tab, we feel in the results should be appearing in the last tab of ours, where the final tab, it will be showing about the best refrigerants. And in this, we totally feel instead of executing one by one of the tab of the boxes, which we really don't feel that it is important, as the result should be popped up at the end or the last tab, which we really need to. And next, I'll be passing it to Sofwan for further information.
Thank you to Sonia. Now I would like to explain more about the suggestion for further improvement. The third one is lower the usage of if-else-if command, for instance, by also using switch and case command. As we can see in our program, on the first tab, second tab, and third tab, we have if-else-if command, which is so excessive, and we would like to decrease it. And the final one is, it is much better if the final tab will include more visual, such as images, short videos regarding the refrigerant, especially in greenhouse effect. And we can show some animation or images regarding to the topic. That's all from us. And thank you, madam, and have a good day.